Hey everyone, it's Victoria, and today I'd like to talk about how to create your own stories. How to create a story means that you need to actually be doing something, and you need to have actually something under your belt to say a story, right? You need to be out there. If you're sitting home and watching everybody else's story, you're not going to have your own story. So I suggest you get out there and make your own story. I've got a story for you. So there's this woman, when I go to the beach, I go run on the beach, and beforehand I park a bicycle, or sometimes I'll run there. It's about a mile and change away. So there's a woman that sits in her car. She's really obese, really obese. She sits in her car and she looks at the ocean, and she also draws detailed pictures of fish. And the reason why I know this is because I looked into her car and her window was open, and I peeked in and I saw from behind what she was drawing with a pen, and it was beautiful. And I said to her, wow, that's really good. You're really talented, and I'm a painter. And we started talking, and she was really very sweet, very kind lady. And I think she said she was really appreciative, because she said nobody ever says anything to me. I just sit here and I do this for so many years and nobody even pays attention. And you came over to me and you were so friendly and so kind. And I was like, I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to that, because I don't know any other way. But anyway, I can understand why people wouldn't go over to somebody, but I'm not shy. So I got to know her, and we were talking and everything, and that was it. She was clearly obese, a little bit depressed, and she was dealing with a lot of stuff emotionally, internally, and she's also actually said certain things. But I didn't tell her anything about diet or anything like that. She sees I go running. She sees me on the road even after that, going running and hiking, and I always tell her I'm going to go running, I'm going to go hiking. I never mentioned anything about diet. The next time I saw her was like a month later, and she said she hasn't been around and I haven't been running on the beach. But I told her, I didn't even plan on telling her this, but she told me she had allergies, and I said, oh, I used to get those all the time. She says, what do you mean you used to? I said, oh, well, I don't get them anymore because I changed my whole way of eating. I just took out animal products and it went away, especially dairy. She says, really? That's so interesting. My friend is doing some experiment with that. She said she feels really good she's doing it for a month. I said, oh yeah, I've been doing this for years, and I keep eliminating more stuff, and I realize I really feel amazing. That's what keeps me going, and I'm running all the time. She was 55. She's not much older than I am. So she was like, wow. She was really lit up from it, almost like you could see the light bulb go off in her head, and she was so happy to hear that there was a way to get rid of her allergies without taking medication. And I said, that's not the only thing that went away. I don't get sinus infections anymore. I don't get the headaches. I don't get all these things that used to happen. I used to be weighed down all the time. I used to be much heavier. I used to be another light bulb striking a match in her mind, and she just lit up like a light bulb. And she wanted it. She wanted what I had. And I didn't push it, and I wasn't, demanding and saying, why would you do this to yourself? And people get like that. They get almost angry with people. Some people really don't know. This woman's 55, did not know. She didn't know. And even if she did know, she had no real reasons. She didn't really know if it would ever help. But I was telling her from a testimony that I had that it does help, that I'm running around like crazy. I'm hiking, I'm biking, I'm paddling, I'm doing it all. And she's sitting in her car drawing. Yes, she enjoys it, but how much could you draw? I paint. I can't paint for the entire day. So even if she goes and gives herself some hope, and she goes for a walk down the block, it is progress. That's one more person that I helped. And she has a mouth, and she will tell somebody else, and she will pay it forward. I guarantee it, because it's too good to hide. It's too good to contain. People that feel good want other people to feel good. People that feel badly want other people to feel badly. It's a law of attraction. And I want people to feel good. I really do. I want people to feel as good as I do. And I want people to get inspired and light a spark and pay it forward. Because really, that's really what we're designed to do. Okay? Instead of spreading rumors about people, spread joy. spread health. Instead of talking about somebody behind their back in a bad way, talk about them in a good way. Talk about what they've achieved. Talk about all the stuff that they're doing that's helping the world. Or try to find something good in everybody. And I really mean that, not in some sort of rose-colored glasses thing, but I really, really mean that you could find something good, even in the midst of bad. When someone's evil or bad or something, or has like some sort of chip on their shoulder, it's because they felt hurt. And I really believe that evil stems from pain. I don't think anybody's born evil. I really don't. I think that there's experiences that happen to people. Life is a gift, and experiences are the only things that people are able to gauge their life around. And so if you take yourself back, you can gauge in other ways and observe and see why somebody's acting the way they are. You never know where someone's coming from or where they're going. I used to visit the sick in the hospital, and you don't know what kind of news they've heard. What they just heard. Maybe they heard that they have a life sentence in the hospital. Maybe, we can't even handle a cold at home for 2 days, or a fever. And people are in the hospitals, and they are bedridden, and sometimes their own family members can't see them. I used to visit sick people in New York, and there was a snowstorm after snowstorm, and their relatives couldn't come. But I was there. I was there to cheer them up. I used my comedy in a good way. I didn't know I had potential to be stand-up comic, but I used it in other ways. I used it to sell products that I was selling, and I used it for cheering people up. I used to tell them they didn't have to go anywhere anyway. It was horrible outside. But anyway, and that they had a nurse waiting on them hand and foot, and they wouldn't get that at home. So there's a way to go and really cheer somebody up. And humor is, I'll always say this, humor is the international language. It will always pull you through with everything, anywhere, any language. We all understand laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. It is a cliche that I will always stand behind. And now I have a story because I went out there and went running on the beach. If I stayed home, I wouldn't have a story. I wouldn't be able to help anybody. So you could take that and you could make it into something good. You could take your exercise and be an inspiration. Go out there and run. So somebody else could see you run and say, wow, I should be running. That's what I do. When I see someone running, I should be running. See somebody hiking on a mountain, I'm like, I should do that. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to feel. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.